Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I'm back. I'm your host, Liz. You didn't see me the last two nights. You saw me on Monday.
No, it was Wednesday or Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I was back Tuesday. You're right.
Yep.
You're not around for Monday? What did I do?
You slept.
Just went to bed.
Yeah.
I was drunk. Anyways. I'm
Milam's
joined as
here.
always by my
We're
Milo.
joined by Milam.
I'm joined as always by Milam. We're joined today by a lovely co-host and stand-in host, Marcus Page.
Trying to do Ethan Page. So this was Smackdown with fans again.
Return to fans, return to the what chance.
Yep. How much of a difference do the fans make to you?
Massive difference.
Yeah.
I think we aren't going to know exactly how much of a difference the fans make until Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a way more it was more invested in what was going on.
Yeah.
It was much harder to tune out.
And Milam's right. The show felt like it flew by. Plus, it wasn't as goddamn bright as the Thunderdome. Imagine.
Oh, nice.
Not everything is
So
white
nice.
and blown out. But my fear, my biggest fear going into the touring again became realized, and they are continuing piping in chants and cheering and booing.
There's literally no way to talk about this without feeling like conspiracy theorists, though, because it's like we won't know. We'll never know.
I feel confident in knowing. I mean, like, for example, I think it was Roman who came out. You could hear the cheering, obviously, but you could also hear like a layer of booing under. That was like quieter than that, quieter than the cheering. But then when it came to the what chance for Corbin, that felt like it was piped in.
It didn't feel piped into me.
It seemed so loud to where, like, so loud and clear where it felt piped in.
Yeah. If you get the reason it didn't feel piped into me because it wasn't the same every time.
True.
So,
Is that? Yeah, but it does seem very evident that they're still piping in stuff. Because, I mean, I've been watching a lot of old matches lately. Not even old, like from 2019 or 2018. And there's a clear difference between the Thunderdome piped in chants and actual crowd noise. The piped in cheers is very consistent. It feels more like white noise than actual cheering. Now this might have just been a very hyped up crowd and they were screaming through everything, but I don't know. Like you said, we'll never know for sure.
yeah, and that's the part that sucks because it's like you're gonna start sounding like Sami Zayn, where it's like, well, I think this is piped in, and it's like, wish we could trust them not to do it. No.
No, once WWE realized they can control the narrative through piped in crowd noise, then it was game over. Anyway.
Funny. It's just funny to me. And I told you this just recently. I always feel kind of like offended and like wrestlers on AEW kind of like shit on the WWE, even though it's the same things I say. I'm always like, well, that's not so fair because like they're comparing their fans to the WWE's fans, and then I realize I'm like, I'm also an AEW fan. I'm kind of like, I can kind of just like turn and be like, yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
It's nice now. Once again goes to show it's good with my mo of hating something so much until I start loving it.
And my mom also said we've gotten him through a lot of work days. We're glad.
It means a lot.
Yeah, we appreciate it. But going back to SmackDown and kind of shortly recapping that, Finn Balor made his appearance, annihilated Sami Zayn.
Just broke his fucking ankle in the process.
Yeah. We had the 6-man tag match with the Bloodline versus the Mysterios and Edge. That was fun. Then the Fatal 4-Way with the Money in the Bank contenders was that was fun too. And yeah, Balor's finisher makes all of us very nervous. Have his ankles plus the person under him, their ribs.
Like worry that like ribs are gonna crack, skin's gonna like slip off the fucking bone, his ankle's going to slip out from under him. Also, just like knowing what it feels like to just roll your ankle even. Mm. We wouldn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Night after night.
Also, everyone stay tuned to the end of the podcast where we will be doing our predictions for Money in the Bank this coming Sunday. We'll also probably be live tweeting Slammiversary tomorrow.
And I keep saying we have no money, but we're going to pay $50 for that fucking pay-per-view.
Yep. All right, so Liz, you want to jump into the news?
Oh boy, do I want to, because woo boy, do we have some fucking news.
Oh, great.
A lot of fucking news. I'm going to try to go through it at like a steady but accelerated pace, just so I don't, make this the news podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I make it the straightening out the sign podcast, though. There we go. All right. Yeah, right. Scroll to the top here. Let's get my phone up. And we're going to start with some outside of the WWE news. And what we're going to do now, because of how much news we fucking have, we're going to start with some outside WWE and AEW news. Michael Elgin, who was the one who went missing last month. Remember?
Yeah.
He has been arrested. For violating a protective order. He was arrested for, let's see, how much stuff? There's a lot of shit. Sexual, mental, emotional, and verbal abuse.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a handful.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a whole list of shit that he apparently subjected the person that has the protective order against him to, and it's a fucking... don't read it if you want to, which you might not want to.
Probably not.
But fucking insane. Best of luck to whoever the fuck that was. That got... and whatever the word is. Violation of restraining order. There we go. Okay, so NWA is going to be bringing back women's tag team championships. There's another piece of news. Mickie James helped announce it. I believe they're going to bring it back for Empower, which I believe is their all women's pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the NWA Women's Invitational Tournament.
Okay.
That's exciting. Also, Impact is pushing hard to the hoop for Buddy Murphy, apparently. Which I don't quite know why.
I mean, you want to know why? It's because he's an extremely talented wrestler.
Yeah, okay. That's poorly phrased. I guess he would kind of fit in an Impact.
And anyone can really fit in there, I guess.
It is very much a melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been wanted there, and I get the feeling that a lot of people might want him right now, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see where that ends up. I also think that he's got the same Aleister Black contract, so we
Maybe.
might find out sooner rather than later.
He might have been the ones to argue out of it, but I doubt it's the same mistake where he still has the NXT contract.
No, he does.
Oh.
It was reported in the same article as Aleister.
Hmm.
So. Also, there has been a change to the title match for the tag titles at Slammiversary. What was supposed to be a very exciting match between
The Good Brothers, TJP and Fallah Bahh, Violent by Design,
and Rich Swann and Willie Mack.
Yeah.
What was supposed to be a really awesome four-way tag, now TJP is unable to participate, which I kind of think means he got COVID.
Possible.
Speculate. Just based on his Twitter. But no one really knows what's going to happen now. It's not really spoken about if Fallah Bahh is going to have a new partner or if it's going to become a six-man. Find out.
It'll probably become a six-man. I doubt TJP and Fallah Bahh were going to win in the first place, so
yeah.
Probably won't make that much of a difference.
It just sucks for Fallah Bahh.
Yeah. Yep.
Anywho. Now on to our AEW news. Phoenix cleared. Cleared for action.
Hell yeah.
We'll probably be seeing him soon. Very exciting. Jericho back on his weird shit. As he would be. I'm drawing this to be a fucking connection to NXT, but NXT has Diamond Mine, and they've got Hachiman, which is the god of war.
Chinese god, or the Chinese or Japanese god of war.
The reason I didn't say which one was because I didn't know.
I think it was Japanese. That's why we were saying it's not Boa.
It is Japanese.
Oh, Chinese. Wait.
Japanese.
Oh, Japanese. Okay, you cut out for a second.
Oh. But it's the Japanese God of War. I think that there might have been some speculation that they would want to trademark God of War, and Chris Jericho trademarked God of War for himself, or is attempting to trademark God of War for himself. He's filed for it.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see where this goes. I think it's interesting. I don't know how the fuck this applies to him. It was just yesterday that you and I figured out what Jericho actually meant.
I mean, I knew what Jericho was.
You said that you said that isn't that what Jericho is? And I said no, Jericho's a place.
No, I'm talking about that's the Trials of Jericho that he's doing is MJF referenced. It's a God of War thing. Trials of Jericho, which Jericho put on him initially, and then MJF turned it around and is like, you have to go through these trials too, like the God of War or whatever. But it's probably like a connection between the Trials of Jericho plus him being the demo god, you know.
Let's just start talking about Greek mythology last week, so whatever.
Yeah, probably has to.
Depends on his own.
I mean, you might also be like writing a book or something. I don't know, another book.
Imagine he puts out a book titled God of War.
Chris Jericho.
Anyways.
Demo God of War.
Would. Our last piece of AEW news is that AEW dropped their new general manager game. I have not played it, Mark. I think you have. You said it was nothing special.
It's okay. I mean, it's very simple to grasp. But there's like no end goal. There's like you do the story mode, which is just a tutorial, and then you can either do. They have like multiplayer matchmaking, I think, which I don't understand. I haven't tried it. Then they have like endless mode, which is just endless booking with no end goal in sight. So it's also weird because you have to book 6 matches, and if you don't book all 6, you lose $40,000 per match. Oh no, 40,000 fans per match. And you have like 1 million fans or 2 million to start off or something. It's got its quirks. Hopefully they can fix it soon, but for now, yeah, it's nothing special.
It's kind of funny because it's what people have kind of been asking for from WWE, but it's not at the same time.
Right.
Anyways, I'll probably download it because I've got nothing else going on for work. So, on to WWE news. NXT is going to be on Sci-Fi.
July 24th, right?
July 27th episode will air on Sci-Fi instead of USA, and then it's apparently going to also be the August 3rd episode as well. And it seems that the August 3rd and July 27th episodes will not be live, though they will be taped in advance.
That figures.
That is because of the Olympics. They're happening, and that's going to take over probably half of your TV stations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for them. Also, brand new news. It's not actually brand new. Aaliyah has gone to the main roster for... I don't fucking know why.
Reportedly going to the main roster.
It's reportedly, there's a pretty good fucking chance, I guess. Mostly because it says, this article specifically from WrestleHawk says, here's why WWE chose to move Aaliyah to Raw in exchange for Mandy Rose going to NXT. It seems kind of solid.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. It was funny though, because you literally just said that. Like, you were talking about this just the other day about soon, like, the Raw roster's just gonna be fucking like Aaliyah.
No, I said it's gonna be didn't I say it was gonna be Roman Reigns and Aaliyah's still not gonna have the title?
Something like that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you finally stepped into the trap that I always step into, which is speaking shit into reality.
Yeah.
It's on you.
But they broke up yet another women's tag team. This time it's NXT's fault.
No, because Vince is the one who pulled them. Or rather, the main roster is the one that pulled them. And I think Vince was the reason that they did this. Because he wanted something fresh and new. So this is not NXT's fault. I think NXT was just the pool that they were like, and we'll take this one, and this one, and this one, and this one can go.
Okay.
It's a mess.
All right.
I know people were like asking for call-ups, but like maybe not like this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Goldberg.
Oh, you should have said spoilers first. In case people...
Spoilers! No one knows what I'm about to say. This is going to be a spoiler. If you don't want a spoiler or a pay-per-view...
Or future episodes.
Right, or future episodes, I guess, yeah.
Monday. Starting Monday.
Mark will give you the all good once you're allowed to listen again.
This is the all good.
That's also probably not the right sign to use.
What? Oh.
Just based on pop culture, because that's
okay.
Thing that...
This is okay.
That's what people at, like, power events do. That's, like, their thing.
Yeah, but first this means okay.
Can you just do a thumbs up?
Sure.
I feel more comfortable.
All right,
Thanks.
Miss Picky. Letting them have the power.
I'm just trying to keep us careful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Goldberg is going to be at SummerSlam, apparently, and he's probably going to be coming to Raw very, 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 very soon. Which I'd rather Gilbert, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's their answer to John Cena going to Smackdown.
Yep. Oh. Raw really is the fucking, like, hand-me-down brand.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, they got no.
So sad.
They've got no other legends besides Goldberg at this point. Any that can wrestle.
Or any that still want anything to do with the WWE.
Mm-hmm. All right. Enough spoilers. We're back to business.
Right. Next piece of news, Bray Wyatt gave a message to the fans, just basically saying, in response to somebody else, said, I miss you guys too, believe me.
Like the Keith Lee shit. Like,
It's,
is it even news just him saying I miss you?
I guess. It's just like he's spoken again is kind of the news, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fucking perplexed by a lot of what's happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, Smackdown fucked over fans apparently recently. Apparently, they relocated randomly. They were supposed to be in Atlanta on September 17th, and they will no longer be there on September 17th. Refunds are available, but it's just very random. They didn't say where they were going to be. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of a jerk move. Simply.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least they're giving refunds. Is one thing we can say. And the last piece of news that we have today is that Sheamus got engaged to his friend. Piece of news.
Congrats.
Yeah. Congrats.
You can think whatever you want in private.
That's why I haven't said anything.
All right, so matches and promos.
Matches and promos. Hey, last time I was here, it was Smackdown, so I haven't changed any of my signs.
All right, so Smackdown with fans. We start, of course, immediately. Mr. Vincent McMahon comes out. Mr. Vincent J. McMahon. He comes out. Looks like he's about to give a speech. Just says, "Where the hell have you been?" Then walks out. It was so good. It was perfect. Honestly, why waste time?
I think he knew that people weren't there to see him, and that's for the best.
Yeah, I mean, he already gave like a amazing speech at WrestleMania, so I can't imagine there's anything else to say after that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Milam asked, have you guys thought about going to a live show yet? WWE live shows are tricky. Tricky with like the podcast and everything.
I wanted to go to the AEW live show. I don't think that's going to be in the cards right now.
Oh, tickets went on sale today.
Okay, we'll figure it out. But to be fair, the episode that's supposed to happen near us is SmackDown. I have considered it more heavily than I would have if it were Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind missing the podcast for one evening for that.
What if there was another takeover in Brooklyn?
I bet I would drop $300 per ticket. Triple H, take my money.
Okay. I'll remember that.
Oh no.
All right, so yeah, Vince just immediately walks out, and then we get the real start of the show. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns comes out with Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso. We're going right into the match. So it's the Bloodline versus Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio. This was a pretty fun match.
Good way to start the episode.
Yeah. Really, the crowd exploded for Roman. Got a lot more cheers than I'm sure Vince was expecting. but when Edge came out, the place exploded.
The pop.
And they specifically avoided going to the Usos walkout so that they didn't get booed.
I wonder if that was like kind of a thing about like with Jimmy.
Probably a combination of that plus you don't really want to cut off Roman's walkout.
Well, okay, so more so I was thinking that they would have done, I guess maybe they just didn't want the first walkout to be the Usos, and they didn't want the Usos to come out after Roman, so they really kind of were in a sticky situation on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However, I jump in?
Yep.
So, Edge is immediately attacked by Jay. We end up with Ray versus Jimmy. Ray grabs Jimmy with an arm drag, gets Edge back in. Edge tries to break Jimmy's arm. Ray gets in. We get a spinebuster position in Edge's arms. And Ray takes Jimmy down with a seated senton. Then Dominic gets in. And it is Dominic's first live show, which is very exciting. And he did fucking incredible for his first live show. Did some fancy dancy shit on the ropes before hitting a springboard crossbody moonsault onto Jimmy. Hits him with a big arm drag. Jay gets in. Dominic gets whipped into a kick to the back of the neck from Jay. Roman gets in off that. He rips Dominic from the ring in a less than kind fashion and drops Dominic once he gets back in the ring, drops Dominic down, pushes him from the ring after the cover doesn't work. Dom is then tossed spine first into the announce desk in a very safe manner. I thought it was very sweet of Roman to be. He was like cradling him the way down, pretty much.
And Mylon was right that the crowd was very hot for Dominic.
Yeah,
more so than Ray.
I think, I don't know. Ray is just kind of like an old standard to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dom really did a lot better than I thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So Dominic then brings Jimmy, who's tagged in, down in like a DDT almost, I guess, off the ropes. Jay gets in, Edge gets in, Edge drops Jay into the buckles, baseball slides into Jimmy, and then shoulder tackles Roman outside of the ring. Jay goes for a Samoan drop, but Edge avoids it. There's a kick to Edge, but Ray is the legal man. Hits a seated senton to Jay, and then a DDT. Jimmy breaks the cover. Dominic attacks Jimmy, crossbodies him out of the ring. Roman slams Dominic into the post. Ray then sets Jay up for the 619, but shockingly, he wasn't able to get it off. I kind of thought that would be a move that they'd want to do in front of a live crowd for the first time.
Right.
Last year, but...
I mean,
no.
Maybe they're waiting till Money in the Bank.
Maybe. Excited, dude.
Yeah.
So Edge then spears Roman. Jay wins by rolling Ray up and grabbing Ray's tights. Then the Usos attack Ray and Dom. Edge gets a chair, attacks the Usos, and like hits them in rapid succession. Roman then Superman punches Edge and does not get quite the pop that I think he was expecting to get for the Superman punch, but I don't know what he was expecting because it isn't Superman punch after all.
Yeah.
People don't like it. People haven't liked it.
Not good.
Roman goes to a...
I said it's not good.
It's not, and that was not a good Superman punch. Like, it's not a good move to begin with, but that was not a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of more of a glancing blow. Anyways, Roman goes to attack Edge with a chair, and Edge spears him. Edge gets the bar from the chair out of Roman's hands and puts it into Roman's mouth, and Roman taps, which was an unnecessary detail because the match wasn't happening anymore.
It's for the people who forgot that Roman tapped at WrestleMania.
But yeah, because none of us are watching.
It's technically a recap. A retap.
You happy with yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what matters.
So after that match, we had the Mysterios and Edge in a backstage interview. Edge says, "I wish I could say that by making Roman tap out, that somehow that'll make the match easy Sunday. I'll have to dip into places I never have. I'm gonna have to. I have to be the most selfish son of a bitch. The last thing I need to do is win the Universal Championship." And then you just hear Seth Rollins cackling around the corner. I'm willing to put on my Seth Rollins voice. "You can't beat him. Roman may be the most maniacal person I've ever met, but he's got your number. I'm gonna be your biggest fan at Money in the Bank. I'm gonna have a sign that says, 'Go, Edge, go! Go, Edge, go!' I'm gonna get the contract and I'm gonna finish what I started 7 years ago when I had my boot on your neck. I'm gonna cash in on the man that made it famous."
Oh, Seth Rollins, was that you?
Yes, sir. It's me, Seth. With my best catchphrase. Hey, it's me, Seth. Burn it down. Alright, so after that we had Sami Zayn coming out. And at this point I said, oh fuck. Here's the wet chance. They're gonna start right here. They're gonna disrespect the shit out of Sami, especially in fucking Texas. He said, "You see that? Everybody's talking about the Money in the Bank ladder match. Nobody is talking about how Sami is purposely being excluded. They want you to focus on the happy things. Oh, look, shiny lights, big board, all to distract you. Over a year there has been a conspiracy targeting Sami Zayn. It's fine, because tonight for the first time I have something in my quarter. You've seen me be victimized. Stand up and make your voices heard. The conspiracy will not stand. This, justice for Sami. Justice for Sami. What's wrong with you people? I guess the yeehaws of Texas aren't on my side." And once he said that, I was like, alright, who from Texas could come out right now and beat his ass? And thank you, Milam, for complimenting my Seth, impression. He said, "What I need is justice. If there was justice, this briefcase would be lowered and I would be handed the contract on a silver platter. I will not let this show go on for one more minute." Finn Balor then comes out. But we didn't get the whole you just got like the meat of it. You gotta get like the nice appetizer too.
I feel like if we got like the kind of gasp in the beginning, it would have been cooler.
Yeah.
Because people would have been like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Sami is about to say something, but he immediately attacks Finn. Finn gives him a drop kick and then a coup de grace from the top turnbuckle. Then Kevin Owens comes out. Oh no, not Kevin Owens doesn't come out. I'm thinking of the Corbin thing. But that's it. That's the end of that promo. And then we move on to the next match. Shotzi and Nox versus Natalya and Tamina. Alright, so this is a non-title rematch for a non-title match. And they said Shotzi and Nox are the #1 contenders for the title right now, even though they're kind of the only contenders on Smackdown. I know there's Raw. Wait, is there anyone on Raw now? Andy and Dana are gone.
Besides Shayna.
Shayna
And Shayna and Nia, I mean, yeah, but like they're also kind of busy right now.
Yeah. I mean, do you count Asuka and Naomi?
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Okay, so Piper and Eva.
Oh my god, this division is not good.
Bad.
Yeah. So and then you have Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega on commentary for this. I kept thinking her real name, Thea Trinidad.
Oh. Yeah. So let's start there, actually.
Oh boy.
Let's start there. It was annoying. There were so many points during the match today where I did not really understand that there was a match happening because the raptor like screeching of both Zelina and Liv was louder than anything. And to be fair, not their faults. It's the sound mixer's fault.
Mm-hmm.
They should not have been that loud on the mic.
Yeah.
Like, at first I was like, man, if somebody spoke to me like that, I'd probably be really pissed off, even if it were just like kayfabe. I'd probably be like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then they were both going at it, and I was like, I can't pay attention. Anyways. Alright. So, we start with Tamina versus Shotzi. There's a body slam to Shotzi, and then Tamina takes Tegan off the corner. Tegan's pummeling Shotzi in her corner. Natalya gets in, she stomps Shotzi for a little bit. There's an enziguri from Shotzi to Natalya, and then a lovely little welcome to the ball pits, which I miss. We haven't seen that in a minute. In like a hot minute. There's then an elbow to Natalya from Shotzi after she's whipped into the corner. Shotzi takes Tamina off the apron. Natalya then pushes Shotzi throat first into the rope. Tamina gets in, does some stomping. Natty gets back in. Shotzi sends a boot. Shotzi sends boot after boot into Natalya's stomach, and then Shotzi crawls under Natalya, tags in Tegan. Doesn't get it the first time though. She tries to tag her in, but Natalya pulls her back. Shotzi kicks her away. Tegan gets in. She takes Tamina off the apron. Hits an uppercut to Natalya. Then cannonballs onto her in a way that nearly kind of breaks her fucking neck, which was very stressful for me. I didn't realize that somebody could do that in a cannonball.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hits Natalya with a shiniest wizard to the jaw. However, breaks the cover, and then Zelina and Liv are fighting. Let me just say something. As annoying as I thought they were on the commentary, I thought this was a really creative way. Maybe because I'm just not fucking all there. I don't know. But I didn't expect this to be the way things went. Zelina and Liv start fighting. Liv gets tossed into the ring. Natalya goes for the sharpshooter, but is distracted by Liv. Tegan rolls Natalya up instead. Liv goes off the stairs with a flying clothesline to Zelina. Then Natalya and Tamina, after losing, attack both Zelina and Liv. And suddenly I was like, oh, we're getting the men's thing, except it's the women's thing, and it's just not a match.
Yeah. Because they can't dedicate time to it.
Yeah.
Because they're women.
Women wrestle?
No, they catfight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Meow.
Ow.
Milam said, random thought, I figured I wouldn't be able to stand during the show with fans back in front row, and he still stood in the Smackdown. I had that same idea before today, that he might not be standing, but no, he even stood on the table during Shinsuke's song, so clearly.
I said fuck the fans.
Honestly.
So there was one guy on the inside, like, so on the side that we don't see, the fucking cowboy hat, and the cowboy hat was massive.
Good.
I could not stop looking at it.
Good. Alright, so yeah, there were some fans in Texas with masks on. There was somebody wearing a Che Guevara shirt.
There's somebody in the front row wearing a mask.
You know what? Good on them. There's some smart Texans.
That's another thing, is that, like, I didn't want to think about it because I was just trying to enjoy the show, but, like, with the way that COVID's going right now, I feel like group events are very stressful in my head. Like, I don't know how many people are getting vaccinated in Texas. I don't think the vaccination rate is exactly all there.
Yeah.
It's not quite New York. So it's just like,
Last time we brought this up, you were wrong about that vaccination rate.
I don't remember. I wasn't. I don't think I was.
Vaccination rate in Texas.
Look it up in New York.
Let's see. Give me percentage. Percent fully vaccinated, 42.6. And then if we look at New York
is 55.8%.
Okay, so yeah.
Texas is up there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at Mexico right now. That is not good. Their vaccine situation is not hot at all.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think they were part of that group of people that the U.S. was like, we're not giving you fucking vaccines.
Yeah, the U.S.
fucking crazy.
They fucked over the South and Central America, and basically.
Yeah, well, that's mostly because. That's because the U.S. is like fucking insanely shitty. Actually, apparently more people have died of COVID in the beginning of 2021 than in 2020 altogether. I think that was a statistic I heard. So wear a mask.
That sounds like a fake statistic, but I don't have the evidence to back it up, so I'm not gonna say anything. But right after that match, we then had Carmella versus Bianca Belair for the Smackdown Women's title.
I knew how this was gonna go, and even I was like sitting there. I was like,
"This was a better match than it had any right to be honest." Carmella hitting that Rana off the top turnbuckle, that was great. And the fans, they went crazy for Bianca.
Yeah. It was good to see her get a pretty big pop. No, it didn't really seem like Carmella got much of anything.
She got some whistles during her walkout. But she got some cheers. I mean, it's hard to tell over all the piped in cheering, but you know. It was she definitely didn't get as much as Bianca. That's because Bianca's over as shit right now. It's fantastic.
Okay. So my statistic is correct. I just looked it up.
Okay.
Carmella slaps Bianca. Let's start there. And then Carmella hits like this bizarre fucking takedown that like I don't know how to describe it. I just know that she like flipped Bianca. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting it from Carmella. We get a shoulder tackle to Carmella. I love watching. I love talking.
Just pause it, wind it back, go again.
Shoulder tackle to Carmella. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Carmella gets shoved into the corner, sends a boot to Bianca, and reverses so Bianca's in the corner. Carmella sends some elbows to the face of Bianca. Bianca then spears Carmella into another corner. She goes to the apron, sends an elbow over the ropes to Carmella, and then she goes like through that space between the buckle and the ropes. Carmella grabs her and pulls her shoulder first into the post, which we both thought at first glance was her face. God, it wasn't. Bianca then starts slamming Carmella into separate turnbuckles once we get back in after the commercial break. We get a scoop slam to Carmella. Belair goes to step on Carmella, but Carmella grabs her foot. Doesn't really stop Bianca from hitting a handspring moonsault onto Carmella. Even as Carmella's rolling away, she still managed to like stretch her body out enough to make contact. A lot of contact, for that matter. Bianca then goes up top. Carmella meets her up there and does like this like handstand thing, almost to like do like a super Rana, but I'm glad she didn't execute it because I think she probably would have killed Bianca doing that. But she does end up going up top. She gets the super rana by getting her legs up onto Bianca's shoulders from the top rope, and then slams her down, but nearly loses Bianca's head in the process. And Bianca, for a second, like, I saw her going down, and I was like, oh dear. I have to straighten that one out. Carmella then gets the guillotine on Bianca, and Bianca starts fucking fading. She manages to get free, though. Transitions right into a vertical suplex, which also, can I say, so they referenced Davey Boy Smith Jr. with this vertical suplex.
Yeah. Oh no, no, they referenced Davey Boy Smith, not Junior.
I thought they referenced Junior.
I could have sworn it was Senior.
One way or the other, it was just interesting to me because we have like the news that Davey Boy Smith Jr. was in a dark match today.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really part of the WWE, but there were rumors earlier this year, I think, that he was going to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means.
Maybe it's he's signed. Maybe it's breaking open the forbidden door.
Maybe we've stolen him back from Nick Gage.
Is that where he is?
Yeah, I think so.
GCW?
Yeah. He was in that thing, like, what's it? The pay-per-view that Nick Gage does every couple of months.
I don't know.
Bloodsport.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that Nick Gage? No, that's not Nick Gage.
Yeah, that's Nick Gage. I think.
Bloodsport is?
Because that's where Mox fought Nick Gage.
No, I think I know who it is. I know Nick Gage is part of it. It's Josh something, I think, right?
Josh Barnett.
Josh Barnett, thank you.
Thank you, Miriam.
Miriam, hi, Miriam. I was like, I know who it is, but my brain was not. I know what he looks like.
She said Nick Gage participates pretty much every year.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was thinking. That said, Bianca gets free, transitions right into the vertical suplex. It was a really smooth move. It was very impressive. I was like, oh my god, Bianca. And then she whips Carmella with her hair, gets the KOD, and wins.
Yeah. Yep. It was a pretty decent match. Pretty decent. Definitely was no Bianca and Bayley last woman standing match. God knows how that would have gone.
I don't know if it's maybe because I'm messing, but I got so choked up during the fucking intro video that they did, the one that's been circulating on social media, because I hadn't watched it yet. I was sitting there, was like taking sips of my drink while I was talking to you, because I was like, anyways, because I was like, fuck, this is kind of like and then they showed like the Sasha and Bianca match, and I was like, they were crying, and then I was crying, and I was like,
I choked up a little bit when they cut to Bianca's face when she realizes everything.
It was such a sweet moment.
It was.
And then I was just sitting there, and I was like, taking sip after sip. I was like, anyways, yeah. So the wrestling.
So then we had Alpha Academy backstage right after that. Chad Gable says, we hear them whispering, Otis, in awe of this man. Otis, what does that smell in the locker room? We smell fear. Cesaro then walks in. You know what I smell? I smell bull. Just like last week. Chad says, honestly, we weren't thinking of you. You've earned Otis's full attention. And then Otis punches Cesaro right in the gut and pushes him into whatever the fuck was behind them. Then we go to commercial, come back, we get another Toni Storm video package. This time, next Friday, she will be debuting on Smackdown. That I'm excited for.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's not months of teasing.
Yeah.
But then right after that we get Otis versus Cesaro. Not a good match. Not a good match.
No, it was a very confusing match, actually. That said. So we get a clubbing blow to the head of Cesaro, who's already looking kind of like fucked up because Otis, attacked him. There's an uppercut to Otis from Cesaro multiple times. Cesaro gets distracted by Chad, though, on the apron, and Otis cradle slams Cesaro. That's the only reason I'm saying cradle slam, because I know that's not the fucking term for it. Because that's the only way I can describe it.
Isn't it like a front slam or something?
I'm sure there's a real term for it, but I genuinely do not know. And I just know that he cradles Cesaro's body and slams him to the ground, and I was like,
it's Wade.
That's what we're fucking calling it.
It's Wade Barrett's finisher, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
I've never watched a Wade Barrett match except for that one Wade Barrett match that you showed me today.
I'm pretty sure it's his finisher, because he did it in that match against Randy Orton. I'm on Otis's page right now to see what his finishers are, but
I feel like they'll only show you like the splash.
No, there's a lot here. He's got the world's strongest slam, might be that. The dozer bomb, it's not that. The caterpillar elbow drop, he's done that in a long time.
Are you sure it wasn't the dozer bomb? Because I mean, like, that's what a bulldozer does.
The dozer bomb is a corner slingshot splash. It's the Vader bomb.
Oh, okay.
It's not the falling headbutt. It's not the double-handed chop. It's not the belly-to-belly suplex. It's not the exploder suplex. Not arm wrestling. Not the bear hug. Not the three-point stance to shoulder tackle. So it's got to be the world's strongest slam.
Okay. In that case, he does that. The world's strongest slam. And then, Cesaro gets up and dodges Otis as he's charging him, sending Otis into the corner. I kind of saw, I guess I looked away for 5 seconds and suddenly Chad was in the ring. And he German suplexed Cesaro high up on his neck. Like high up on his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cesaro recovers, kind of like looks around, and everybody's like cheering for him to do the swing, and he's like, all right, well, if you want.
Yeah, that's why they had this match, to get that moment in, to get the swing.
Mm-hmm. And Cesaro swings Chad. Otis comes in and attacks him. Otis then splashes down on Cesaro, and Otis is bleeding from his somewhere in the mouth-nose region.
It was definitely his nose.
It was like here and then here.
I saw the ring around his nostril. But that was the world's strongest slam because it's a Mark Henry signature move. He got it from Mark Henry.
Okay.
But yeah, so that match ended with a DQ and then Annihilation. Yeah, Otis just annihilated Cesaro afterwards and got over that way. Then we had an interview with Paul Heyman outside of Roman's suite. I don't even know if you can call this a fucking interview with all of the shit Paul Heyman said. He's just said some bullshit. So, Kayla knocks on his door. He said, a little aggressive with the knock. And then Kayla asks about Edge. The situation with Edge, and Paul Heyman says, the situation with Edge? Who sinned tonight against the tribal chief, and who will confess for his sins at Money in the Bank? Edge? Edge, who will have those sins beaten out of him by the defending, undisputed, Universal Champion? That Edge? That is not a prediction. And then Big E then walks in, says, he does the whole, don't you dare be sour, clap for the man who will win the Money in the Bank contract and feel the power. He said, there was something serious I wanted to actually talk to you about. Um, Edge has a hold of Roman Reigns right now. Oh yeah, he put your boy in a guillotine. And then walks away. God, Big E is so good. He's so good at everything he does.
And the way he trailed off, just like talking still.
Oh, it's perfect. Speaking of perfect, we then go to the ring, and Baron Corbin walks out to no music, no graphics, nothing. He's got a white button up that has a barbecue stain on it. Oh my god, he looks awful. Oh my god. I think the kayfabe reason for him not having music is he can't afford it. He can't afford the licensing for it.
Oh, maybe.
Um, he gets in the ring, and this made me sad because the what chance came in for this. I hate the what chance, and the fact that WWE encouraged the what chance today is
whether they piped them in or not, encouraging them was fucked.
yeah. He said, "Look, it's no secret. These last few weeks have been the most difficult time in my life. I lost everything. We're gonna have to move in with my wife's parents. You guys can help me, though. I've started a crowdfunded website. It's called Corbin Fund Me, even though we just called it Corbin Fund. I just need to get back on my feet. $100,000. Go to CorbinFund.com and donate. Every little bit helps. Don't tell me everyone here in Texas is as cheap as everyone else in the world. Please, I'm asking you for help. I am literally on my knees begging you." Kevin Owens then comes out for the match coming up. But Corbin says, "Kevin, I want to believe that you're out here for the right reasons, because you want to help me. These people will fall in line. Kevin, I'm just like you. You have a heart, and you sympathize with people who are less fortunate. I know you have money. And please do not take this the wrong way. We know you don't spend money on your wardrobe." And KO gives him a stunner. And then hypes up the crowd, and then we go to the main event. Kevin Owens versus Big E versus Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I want to find out something. Kevin Owens from Texas.
Oh, he's Canadian, remember?
Oh, right. I don't know why I thought that. Milam, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for subscribing.
Milam, thank you.
Tier 1.
What fun emoji that comes with that?
There's a lot of fun emojis. 3. Gotta make more.
Gotta make more emojis. Now that Milam's subscribed, we gotta.
Yeah. Miriam's been subscribed.
Oh. How don't I know these things?
To be fair, they're not showing up in the feed. I only see them in the chat.
Oh. Thank you both, guys.
Yeah, Miriam's a 3-month subscriber.
Makes me smile. That's all. I appreciate it.
If you want to see Liz smile more, subscribe.
Alright, so this match was like a comfortable length. It was not too long, it was not too short. I was really impressed by that.
Mm-hmm.
To start the match, Seth just fucks off. Seth says, "I'll see you guys later. This has been fun." And then leaves. And as he's standing on the apron, Big E spears him off the apron, nearly slams his head into the fucking ladder that's sitting in the ramp. Then Kevin Owens cannonballs onto E. Shinsuke goes with a running knee off the apron onto Kevin Owens. We go to commercial break. Kevin Owens is up top once we come back. Big E is punching him. Nakamura takes Big E and KO down with a superplex, and Seth just goes off the top rope. I don't know what he did. No.
He tried to do a splash, but everyone rolled out of the way, so he just landed on the canvas. It was so funny.
Alright, because you laughed, and I was like, I didn't see what happened. I was like, well, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
So Nakamura puts Seth on the top buckle, sends a knee into Seth's rib, an enziguri to Kevin Owens from Nakamura, and then a suplex to Kevin from Nakamura. Shinsuke wants the, I will continue to call it, the Kinshasa, and I don't know if they're saying that. It sounds kind of like they are.
I think so. It sounded like they said that last week. It's very fitting.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect name.
King Skay, not King Mora, with the King Shasa. What other moves does he do? The Ensigur King.
That's perfect. You got it.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know Shinsuke's moveset at all.
Shinsuke has like moves that he does, but he doesn't have like a ton of
signatures.
Yeah. He's got the thing where he puts people up in the corner and then sends a knee into their rib. Kind of crosses them over the ropes.
The King's knee.
There you go. King's knee. So he wants the Kinshasa, but Big E intercepts him, hits Nakamura with the big ending. And then Seth goes and gets a ladder. I don't know who he was trying to hit, but whoever he was trying to hit rolls out of the way outside of the ring.
He hit Shinsuke.
Okay, that's what I thought. He hits Shinsuke. Rollins then goes down to ringside, clears the announce desk, punches Nakamura until he's on the announce desk. Seth then climbs up the ladder that is near the announce desk, and Kevin Owens pulls him down, nearly pulling his pants down. We saw at least a third of Seth Rollins' ass today.
Oh yeah, we saw that ass crack.
Yeah. Then Kevin jumps off the top step of the ladder with a flying elbow onto the announce desk, onto Shinsuke, and also, in theory, onto the cameraman.
He takes out the camera guy. The end piece from the table flew into the camera guy. The camera just fucking rolls. But Kevin Owens did post an update on Twitter saying that the camera guy is just fine.
Oh, good.
He said he posted a picture of him with the camera guy. He said he's great.
It was funny because the WWE seemed to really love that footage too, because they kept reusing it.
I mean, yeah. It worked.
And then while Kevin and Shinsuke are laying dead at ringside, Seth hits the stomp onto Big E into the fucking ladder, which I fucking hated, and wins with that, which made me feel a little less pumped about my fucking prediction.
Yeah, but we don't know that the Steiner math for pay-per-views goes to Money in the Bank ladder matches. We don't know that. Mylum just said Seth just tweeted, "God, I'm good." Oh fuck! Seth is perfect. Oh. Seth is so perfect.
The way Seth walked out, just like I lost it.
He is that whole match was just full of national treasures because he had Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth, and Shinsuke. All
really, honestly, yeah.
International treasures.
There you go.
All right. So that wraps up our recap of the episode. Now we have the bests of the night to get to. Yeah, Mylum's right. It was nice to see Big E with other people other than Apollo. Man.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we only saw Apollo in that little vignette that they did.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're worried about the crowd reception.
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe there's just nothing for him right now.
Which also would make sense.
Probably after Money in the Bank, there'll be something.
Oh.
So, before we get to the best of the night, let's do a recap on the top 10 wrestlers in professional wrestling right now. And I have started including the indies in this. It is so hard to keep up with. The Indies, NJPW, fucking Impact, Ring of Honor, all that shit. Everything is.
To be fair, you made this harder for yourself.
I did, but I get up every morning and I check all the matches from 2 days ago. I have to do 2 days prior because cagematch.net doesn't update entirely the day after. So
You enjoy doing this?
I actually really do. It's kind of fun. All right, so the top 10 wrestlers, and something shocked me about this new top 10. You'll see why. All right, so number 10 from NXT, the NXT champion Karrion Kross, who knocked Bobby Lashley off the list. Number 9 from Impact, Joe Doring. I think he's the Impact Tag Team Champion. Number 8, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champs, Wes Lee. Number 7, the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champs, Nash Carter. Number 6, the current TNT Champion, the Bulgarian. What do they call him? The Bulgarian Brute? Or was that in WWE? The Best Man, I know they call him on AEW. I think Bulgarian Brute was WWE.
Maybe.
So, the Best Man. I think God's Favorite Champion, something like that. I think that's what he's calling himself. Miro is number 5. Oh, no, he's number 6. Number 5, one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Nick Jackson. Number 4, the other half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Matt Jackson. Number 3, the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Number 2, from AEW, Darby Allin, who jumped over Roman Reigns after last Dynamite. And number 1, far in the lead, nobody's touching him anytime soon, the AEW champion, Impact champion, TNA champion, AAA champion, Kenny, the Bout Machine, Omega. And that's
So
yeah.
where does Jay White rank on that list? I just want to know in respect to everyone.
I don't think I've got, because I haven't done any matches with Jay White yet. Jay White hasn't fought at all lately.
Really? Has he not?
I don't think so, because he wrestles NJPW, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been on at all lately.
Thank God. What am I going to do?
I don't know. Zack Sabre Jr. has been wrestling though.
Oh, I know he has.
He's been doing shit.
Hey.
He's been losing everything.
Doesn't matter to me because I'm very attracted to him.
Okay. So best of the night. All right. Promo of the night. God, this was a good selection for promo of the night. So we started off with Mysterio's and Edge backstage, featuring Seth. This was great. Seth just appearing out of nowhere was so good. Yeah, that was really good. Sami Zayn. Oh wait, no, I forgot Vince McMahon. I don't know why I said Vincent J. McMahon in the beginning. It's Vincent K. McMahon. That was so fantastic. Vince just, where the hell have you been? That was good. That was great. Honestly, the perfect way to start the show. Next up is Sami Zayn. That, I feel like that fell a little flat in my opinion. Finn coming out was fantastic, but Sami's actual promo, it's all the shit we've already heard before. I don't know. I'm surprised that didn't get the what chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, Finn coming out was definitely the highlight of it. Then we had Alpha Academy. That was fine. Paul Heyman's interview was so wonderful. That was just wonderful. Big E plus Paul Heyman's delivery on literally everything was fantastic. And then finally Corbin. This was so funny. I wish they wouldn't what chant because this promo was great. This was so funny. I guess it kind of fits the narrative of like him being on the bottom. Of course they're gonna what chant him. I don't know. But when Kevin Owens came out, that was even better. So it's hard to pick promo of the night tonight. But I think the best one today, the best promo, the best non-wrestling segment was Vince McMahon coming out and just saying, "Where the hell have you been?" and then walking out.
You know what? I'll give it to you. If you mean it, I will give it to you.
I do mean it.
And it's yours.
Also, Miriam said, I think whoever loses the pay-per-view predictions for Money in the Bank should have to donate to Corbin's fund.
I looked it up the moment he said the web address and it was there, and I was like, where the fuck is the donate link, Corbin?
It's the whole page is just a picture. Like, it's a JPEG. It's just a single JPEG. Because you open it up on a computer, it's like phone format, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's 3 pictures, but it's 3 pictures of him looking miserable.
It's one picture with the pictures in it. It's like, you can probably copy and paste the whole page.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
I think I'm understanding what you're saying.
Screenshot. Because if you open it up on your laptop, you'll see. If it's even still around. I think last time I checked it was. Let's see. Corbin Fund.
Oh my god, it is just one picture.
Yeah.
I love that they were like, we can't get somebody to build a fake ass website for 5 seconds. We can make a picture.
They spent the money to buy a domain, but couldn't build an actual web page. They just had it linked to a picture. Like, that's a goddamn domain that they bought.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That's fucking hilarious.
Milam said, I'm sure they're worried about people legitimately donating money because, you know, people would have I was considering donating like $1 or something, but yeah. They could have built
I would donate anything to make Corbin happy again.
They could have like built the page but just not have a donate link. Or just have a donate link that goes back to WWE.com. Or WWE, or it goes to Corbin's merch page.
There you go.
That's smart right there. They could have done that. My god. This is so funny. Alright, so now we're up to Wrestler of the Night. I feel pretty confident in my pick. So, you want me to run through everyone, or you want me to just say who my pick is?
To you. To you.
So, my pick, it's definitely not Otis. It's not Knox. It's not Ray. I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Seth. Give it to Seth tonight. Seth, from when he walked out, looking all smug and happy, like just trotting on in, to fucking wrecking who was it, Big E on the ladder, stomping him. He was just so fantastic in this match, taking that splash off the top rope into the canvas. He was great. He just has such an amazing persona and such charisma right now. I hope we don't see this Seth ever change anytime soon, because he's got it all right now. He's got it all. He's like a different Johnny Gargano.
I'll go with you on that.
Close seconds, Bianca.
That's fair.
All right, so now that we have our promo of the night and wrestler of the night, let's go into our match of the night. And yes, for Q&A, thank you, Miriam, for reminding me. If you have a question for us, leave it in the chat, and we will get to it after the best of the night. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment, and we will get to it in the next episode. All right, so match of the night. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't too happy with some of these matches. Also, Milam said you're very amenable tonight.
I don't know why.
Why?
My tummy hurts.
Oh.
I feel like arguing.
If I can go with anything for match of the night, you'd probably agree. All right, so the winner is Otis versus Cesaro.
No.
The winner.
I'm the epitome. The epitome of that meme where it's like my tummy hurts, but I'm being so brave.
So my pick for Smackdown match of the night tonight is Moose versus Hernandez from Impact.
What even was that match?
What?
That was like barely a match.
Yeah, it was barely a match. All right, so we're changing things up, so we're going from least favorite to my most favorite. So with a 3 out of 10, Otis versus Cesaro, ending in a DQ, and it being barely a match in the first place. I mean, Cesaro barely got off anything. All the action happened after the match. It was really nothing to write home about. Then also at 3 out of 10, I should have given this a little higher score, but Shotzi and Knox versus Natty and Tamina. What really brought this match down for me was Liv and Zelina on commentary. They were so distracting and so just obnoxious.
I think that there's like some sort of like scientific explanation that their voices are so high pitched that like it's hard to focus on anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's got to be something scientific about that.
Yeah. But the match itself was fine. It was a fine match. I think out of all of them, Tegan was probably the best one. Sorry, Knox. I hate saying Knox because Tegan's so much better. Such a better name. Imagine like the Tegan chance.
Oh, remember what you said about Dominic?
What? The Dominic chance?
T-Bar?
Oh, yeah. I had this revelation during the first match. I was like, you think T-Bar or Dominic Dijakovic had to change his name to T-Bar to make room for Dominic Mysterio? Since apparently that's a thing, that they can't have duplicate names, even first names. Poor Dijak.
Point that out.
They should just call him Dijak. That's such a cool name.
That's what people called him in nickname anyway, so I don't see the difference.
Yeah, and it's like it could have been a badass Retribution name too. Like Dijak.
Jack.
Badass.
Low Jack.
No. New Jack. Dijak, Low Jack, and New Jack. There's a stable. Rest in peace, New Jack. Alright, so next match. Let's see. What was the next match that I have? So with a 5 out of 10, Carmella versus Bianca Belair. Wasn't a great match. It was good. It was a good match. It just makes me wish I'd seen Bianca versus Bayley. I wish we were getting that.
No.
Yeah.
Maddening that Bailey's gonna be out for 9 months. Apparently people are pissed off about it too because the wrestling training was mandatory that she was going to, but it's like these people are wrestling constantly anyways. Why would they need people like Bailey? Why would they need training?
Did you see that interview? I forget who it was, what the source is, but it was an interview done with an anonymous source that talked about how like it's bullshit basically that they had to go through this mandatory training.
I think that's what this article came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they're wrestling like every week. They don't need drills in the ring.
Yeah.
But let's see. I gotta decide which one of these two is my favorite. Okay. So my second highest with a 6 out of 10. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Edge and the Mysterios. It was a fun match. It's a fun match and nothing really came out of it. We got the cross face, the Edge face again. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
actually, I didn't like
got
that.
the retap. But none of it felt super original, I guess. But it was a great way to start the show. Really good way to kind of get the crowd going, and it was a nice thing to start with. But my favorite match of the night was with a 6 out of 10. Big E versus Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke versus Seth. That match it was fantastic. It was great. So much fun. Like all the ladder spots were so well done. It felt fresh. Like I don't think Seth has fought any of these guys in singles besides Kevin Owens, maybe Shinsuke. But it was so good. That table spot from Kevin Owens was fantastic. Really great stuff. Also, Milam said a little bit ago that Knox and Shotzi have come up to Smackdown 2 weeks in a row with no promos. And they're already #1 contenders.
Who else is it gonna be?
Could be the Usos.
At this point,
Yeah.
don't win at Money in the Bank, maybe.
It'll be fucking Stephanie McMahon and Pat McAfee in a wig. He'd sell the shit out of that. Alright, so yep, to run it back. Promo of the night, Vince McMahon opens the show. Wrestler of the night, Seth Rollins. Match of the night, Fatal 4-Way between Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. Now, before we get to the Q&A, let's get into our predictions for Money in the Bank. We will fly through this as fast as we can. So do you want to start bottom up? Okay. Also, the Pepita Predicts is not out yet. We'll be recording that and putting it up tomorrow. So look forward for that if you want to see what our cat thinks. Who's going to win
think?
Money in the Bank.
Down there.
All right.
You think?
So.
I asked her what she thinks, and she just looks up at me and goes,
Milam, I don't think that match is any surprise. Usos versus Mysterios.
"Wait, you never asked for my opinion on the best match of the night.
What?
You never asked for my opinion on the
Did
best
you disagree?
match of the night."
Okay.
I just remembered. I was like, wait, fuck. Don't say anything.
I just assume you're gonna interject if you disagree.
Your tummy hurts.
Oh. All right.
Being so brave.
All right. So, first match, Money in the Bank. The Mysterios versus the Usos for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Liz, who do you think is gonna win and be new champions?
The Usos.
I agree. Part of me thinks the Mysterios are gonna win because it's in the pre-show.
He thinks.
Oh, we should add
there will be fans.
Yeah, you're right. Miriam said we should add a Pepita emote. She's right. I
Yeah.
don't know how we don't have one
There's
yet.
so many good pictures of her.
Yeah. Alright, so up next, AJ Styles and Omos versus Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Liz, who do you think is going to come out on top?
AJ and Omos.
I agree. Because they are not dropping those things until they face Randy Orton and Riddle.
Spoiler alert, Mark and I kind of agree on a lot of things, and we're going to have to do a tiebreaker.
Yeah. So, next up, the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Who do you think is going to get the briefcase?
I said we decided to choose two.
Two, yeah.
I chose Liv Morgan, and out of wishful thinking, Naomi.
That's who.
The only reason I say that is because people have been asking for Naomi to have a good chance not recently, but there was like such a big uproar about it that maybe they would want to do it in front of fans. I don't know.
Also, Milam, yes, they're all announced. They announced on Twitter that Natty and Tamina are filling the last two spots. Yeah.
So many options.
Which sucks because they're already champions. Yeah, why announce it on Twitter, honestly? Like, have Sonya come out in the ring and fucking announce it. Honestly. God. But I picked Liv Morgan, like you, but I also picked Nikki Ash. Because I think she's going to cash in on Charlotte Flair or Rhea Ripley, one of those two, right after that match ends. It is a fucking... it's the first pay-per-view in a long-ass time, besides WrestleMania, in front of the crowd. They're going to have a same-night cash-in.
I think there will be a same-night cash-in for sure.
So next up, speaking of these women, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship. Who do you think is going to win?
Flair.
I agree. And I think she's going to have it ripped out of her hand the second she gets it. Alright, so up next, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Liz, who you got?
I have Seth Rollins and Big E.
Okay. Good choice. I was going to go with that, but instead I'm going with Seth Rollins or Riddle. Seth Rollins, after what happened with Otis and the briefcase, I feel like Vince is going to want to keep it very safe. Like, he's going to want to keep it as safe as possible. And Seth is, like, the safest person whose hands it could go into, besides maybe Drew McIntyre. But after what's going on, what happened with him, and just people not really liking all his opportunities and shit, it'll go to Seth. But Riddle's kind of my wild card pick, because he could get it after all this hubbub about Randy and all that. Plus, it could be a point of contention between Riddle and Randy. And Riddle mentioned the tag team championships, which would be really interesting if he cashed in on a tag team title. So who knows? But we've got our picks for that. Next up, Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship.
I'm sorry. I said Bobby.
I said Bobby as well. Either so that Big E can cash in right after. Just like right after the match, right after Kofi loses and get the title. Think of the pop that would get. That would be fucking insane. But also they already announced, or it was already leaked that Bobby Lashley would face Goldberg at SummerSlam.
Oh, spoilers, sir.
You think the people that care about spoilers are still watching?
Fair. If you do care about spoilers and you're still watching, we really apologize.
If you want to let us know that you're still watching,
watching,
subscribe. All right, so next up we have...
Also, thank you for watching this long. God, Mark.
Next up we have Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship. What do you have?
I'm saying Mr. Roman Reigns is winning because Edge is already being set up for a new feud. I don't really see him getting the title.
Yeah, I'm saying Roman Reigns.
The Usos get their titles.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying Roman Reigns as well. Partly because Seth cashing in, that's a possibility. another heist of the century. Also, they've teased or they've leaked Roman versus John Cena at SummerSlam. Plus Steiner math. Edge stood tall tonight.
Some Steiner math.
I mean, they cannot have like be showing us the crossface so much and for the match to end with a crossface. Like, there's gonna be a reversal. There's gonna be a swerve. A swerve is gonna cash in.
Lost one North American champ already.
All right, so that's our predictions for Money in the Bank. Tune in on Sunday for our let's see how all those go. If you don't know how our predictions normally go, for every incorrect prediction, we have to finish a can of hard seltzer or beer before the podcast is over. So if I get 3 wrong, I have to finish 3 cans. Builds up over time, and then the winner is deemed the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion and deals out a punishment to the loser. If I win, I know a punishment I'm giving out. I already know. And it's a fun one. So I really hope I win.
You're either going to be really drunk or really sober.
We didn't do the tiebreaker thing that we were talking about.
Okay. So I'll start.
Okay.
We both assume there's going to be a cash-in.
Right. We're saying the tiebreaker prediction will be which match will be cashed in night of. Or are we doing match, championship, or champion specifically? Because if we do like Charlotte Flair's cashed in on, but somebody cashes in on Rhea Ripley, that wouldn't count. Match, okay.
Just because you're confusing me.
Okay. All right. So, what match do you think will be cashed in on?
It's hard because I feel like if certain people win the men's, that's what's going to happen, and if certain people win the women's, that's what's going to happen.
There are 3 possible options that are very likely right now.
But this, call your side. What you choose one because it's going to be one or the other.
I think the one that they're building up to, or have been building up to this whole time, is Charlotte versus Rhea. I think that is the safest option.
I'll take the men's.
Which one?
Sorry. Point. Got the women's Smackdown belt isn't getting defended. I'll take the men's Smackdown. Universal.
Okay. So you're banking on Seth cashing in.
I guess.
Imagine.
Or I got Seth and Big E, so.
I feel like Big E would cash in against Bobby.
I feel like Seth is just that ridiculous.
Seth would absolutely cash in on Roman. This is like a big fuck you.
Yeah.
Plus they've been touting that heist of a century so much lately.
I want to see him swing the belt over his head again.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. So
we decided that.
You want to do Q&A? Questions? Answer some questions? All right. So let's go to YouTube first, then we'll go to Twitch chat. Let's see. Mylum is a question on YouTube. Who is a wrestler everyone seems to like, but you don't? I got an answer for you.
Me?
Yeah. Riddle.
Well, Shittle is obvious. Trying to think of a less obvious answer. Who don't I like? Who do I still hate and have not come around to wanting to be in bed with them?
Austin Theory? He's still out on him?
No, he doesn't count. Anybody that has an allegation against him does not count.
Oh, you don't like LA Knight?
There we go. LA Knight, can't stand him.
Oh,
He's boring as shit.
I hate that. I love LA
I think
Knight.
he's so boring.
He's so good.
It's just some guy.
Yeah.
He's the definition of just some guy.
He's a dickhead.
Just some guy.
Let's see, who's somebody everyone likes that I don't like? It's tough right now because like a lot of my picks are ones that other people don't like Carrion.
Yeah.
Man. Let's see, I mean, maybe I can pull up my whole fucking list. I mean, you would also say Darby Allin.
Ooh, Darby Allin's a good one though, because a lot of people like him because a lot of people have forgotten that he's a piece of shit.
Allegedly.
Or a lot of people don't know that he is, which is also fair.
Allegedly.
Allegedly a piece of shit.
Huh. I mean, I've come around to Drew McIntyre a bit.
It just needs a better story.
Yeah. Oh God, there's so many that I like. Fuck. This is tough. This is gonna be real tough. Not many people like Alexa Bliss. Love Santos, love Seth. I guess I'm gonna say Frankie Monet. I'm not about her right now. Like, I wasn't impressed with any of her matches, which albeit were just like squash matches, but she hasn't had the presence, in my opinion.
Fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
also could say Charlotte.
I like Charlotte normally. Like, I watch old matches with
so.
her, and she's so good.
Sammy Callahan. I know a lot of people like Sammy.
Oh, I've
like
heard
him.
the opposite. I know a lot of people don't like Sammy. Because the way we describe Sammy is I've heard a lot of people describe Sammy. I mean, I don't like Reginald, but people like Reginald, so I'll say Reginald.
Mella.
Yeah. All right.
Find out about Jackson Riker, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen, we do live in our own bubbles, but from what I've seen, people hate him.
The echo chamber is correct.
Yeah. Maybe there's someone in AEW that I don't like. I don't know. I like a lot of people in AEW.
No. AEW is a pretty likable brand.
Yeah. Really is. Also trying to think Impact. Oh.
I don't know enough people on Impact that I
don't know if people
No.
like her, but I don't like Susan.
don't know if people like Susan. I'm not so sure on that one. I don't even know if I like Susan. Still up in the air.
I'm getting soured on Zelina Vega.
I'm not actually.
Oh,
weirdly enough.
Okay.
They did not do that to me.
All right. Another question, one from Miriam. Are you guys gonna go do a live show, a WWE live show / pay-per-view now that you're back touring? Also, what would be the ideal show to go to for you guys? House show, Raw, SmackDown, or specific pay-per-view? House show would be fun.
Yeah. We discussed this very briefly. Because we wanted to go to AEW and Queens, but we don't know if we're gonna get tickets to that.
This is WWE specifically.
Oh, WWE specifically? Okay, then that's easy. Because we want to go to Smackdown, but it actually might be on sale literally now for that.
I think so.
So we'll look into that.
We want to.
But I think for both of us, the thing that we would really want to go to is an NXT takeover.
For me, my ideal show to go to, it's like there's two. It's either Royal Rumble, which is like the show, or Money in the Bank. One of those two.
I would like to go to a takeover or a Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Takeover would be fun. But ever since since watching back old Money in the Banks and getting hyped for this one, it's like one of my favorite pay-per-views. I don't know why. The ladder matches are so much fun.
Yeah, and you're on that one. Sorry.
Okay.
I like Royal Rumble. I like Survivor Series. I would love to see an NXT takeover.
WrestleMania would be really good if it's a 2-day one. If it's a 1-day WrestleMania, absolutely not. That would be tough.
I like a gimmick.
Yeah.
I like a gimmick.
Gimmicks are fun. That's why I like Rumble.
Royal Rumble is probably my favorite of all the things.
That's like the only one where going live is a whole different experience.
Also, like, the thing is with the Royal Rumble, it's like, I've said this before, it satisfies the lack of attention span that I have, where I'm just like I'll be taking notes and I'm like, this is kind of boring now, and then somebody else comes out and I'm like, woo! What new?
No. If we go to a live show for WWE, we wouldn't take notes. We would have to have the post show, if we do one, be just like off the top of our heads.
It's not memory. No, I'll be sitting in the crowd with my laptop like,
oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll take notes on my phone.
So Mylon has a question. With Omega coming in and beating Moose and presumably about to beat Callahan Saturday, what's in this relationship for Impact if an AEW guy keeps beating their top guys? I don't think Kenny's beating Sammy.
I don't think Kenny's beating Sammy either, actually.
I don't.
I think that Impact's title is coming home. Unless they do Josh Alexander, I think Impact's title is coming home.
Yeah, I think.
We haven't even seen Josh Alexander recently.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he was in the. First of all.
Oh, was it that 8-man match?
Yeah. And then he's gonna be at Ultimate X Slammiversary. That is gonna be an amazing match.
So excited. He's sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Sabin fucking crawling along the ropes again.
He's not in that.
I know, but still, give it to me. Please.
Watch Chris Bay do that.
Okay, it's a Chris. I'll take it.
But yeah, I definitely think that since Sammy and Kenny are now doing the no DQ stipulation, everyone's gonna expect like, oh, it's no DQ, so the Good Brothers can come in or the Young Bucks can come in and fuck everything up. But I think there's gonna be some kind of swerve that makes something happen. I don't know. I feel like it's too easy for Kenny at this point. Something's gonna happen. And I think it's
I think if he keeps the title, I think the only thing that's in it for Impact at this point is just having Kenny on the show every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny has gotten Impact so many more viewers. I mean, we started watching Impact once Kenny won the title, and we now had like a reason to watch, kind of.
Sure, I think we started watching Impact because we were able to start watching Impact.
Yeah, but it was still around that same time. But
you know, we make fun of them for having out music, commercial breaks, and then Raw fucked me over by like going to commercial breaks suddenly, and I was like,
yeah.
So thank you, Impact, for having that.
Yeah. But just giving my opinion, I don't think Sami Callihan should be winning that title off Kenny. It should be Moose.
It should have been Moose.
It should be Sammy fought Kenny at whatever that pay-per-view was, Under Siege or something. Or
Yeah.
um
Under Siege was Rebellion.
no, Rebellion was, oh wait. No, it was, I always fucking forget. I think it was Rebellion. I don't know. At the last pay-per-view, Sammy should have fought Kenny then. Moose should be fighting him now because Moose looks like a goddamn champion. Sammy does not.
Looks like a fucking god.
Yeah. Moose's walkout deserves to be on the main stage of fucking WrestleMania or AEW All Out or something.
So simple, and yet it strikes fear into my heart.
Yeah, it's like that and Romans are two of the godliest. But Sammy's not. He doesn't look like a champion. That's my main gripe with him.
Sammy grabs the camera, and I'm just like, "It's not yours.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch it."
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Sammy loses and we get like somebody else. somebody else from Impact. Who's the top guy in Impact right now? Joe Doring.
Give it to Chris Sabin.
Josh Alexander. Give it to Josh Alexander.
I'm just on the Chris Sabin train.
Could go to Chris Sabin if he beats Moose. Although Chris Sabin, I think he's already had it. Or he had the X Division title. Give it to Eric Young. Give it to Eric Young. Have Violent by Design be like the leading faction.
Okay, thank you.
You forgot who Eric Young was?
Usually with Violent by Design, I have to do process of elimination because I know Joe Doring and I know.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two, I'm just like, well, it's not this one.
It'd also be cool if W. Morrissey or Steve Macklin would get it. But Macklin's too far behind. He's still fighting jobbers. Morrissey, though.
Kenny would crumble at the hands of fucking W.C. Morrissey.
W.C. Morrissey? Is that what you said?
Is that what it is?
No, it's W. Morrissey. Oh, God.
Oops.
All right.
Sorry.
We have another question from Miriam. This is the last one, I believe. What are your thoughts about the Walter vs. Ilya fight getting pushed back? Do you think they're trying to buy time to get that match to happen in front of crowds? Well, the injury is legit. He is legit injured. I don't know how he injured his hand right after that, but probably a solid
I'm telling you, it was all
high-five.
those chops.
Oh.
All those chops, and then there was like a hairline fracture. It's like when you have like a tiny crack in your windshield, the safe light will tell you, and you go over a bump and it fucking shatters.
Yeah.
All those chops, and then he just high-fived Ilya after that fucking promo, and they fucking shattered.
Yeah. Walter has a hand injury, Milam. It's not part of the storyline apparently.
I do wonder if there is some hope on their part though that it will end up being in front of crowds, because I don't know what the UK, I don't know where I'm going with that, where the UK is in terms of COVID. I thought that they were doing well, but it doesn't seem like they're doing well at all.
Not well at all.
Yeah.
But that match needs to happen in front of crowds. I'm tired of the piped in crowd noise from NXT UK. It is
Hear the same hey, every fucking Thursday 41 times, and it makes me crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is the worst piped in noise we've ever heard. They are suffering right now. Marion said NXT UK is set to do live shows in September, apparently. The match will probably happen before then, I feel like.
You know, the thing is that you say September, and I'm like, fuck, that's far away.
Mm.
Then I realize there's a month and a half separating us from September.
Oh.
I'm like,
don't say that.
Sorry, July is already fucking halfway through. Hot Girl Summer, Mark, is turning into Cozy Girl Fall.
No, because it's gonna be Hot Girl Hot Girl Fall and Hot Girl Winter. It's gonna be Hot Girl Year.
Or we just titties out the whole time?
Yeah. It might freeze,
Okay.
but it'll be fine.
Those don't get cold.
Yeah. But they should just fly out Walter and Ilya to America and have that match at like a takeover. Like honestly.
That match deserves a crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, NXT UK deserves a crowd, but that match very specifically deserves a crowd. Mm-hmm. I'm upset it's not happening. I'm hoping that Walter's hand injury is healing, because I know hand injuries don't take that long to heal normally.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much you can do for a hand.
There are a lot of
but
bones
it is funny though that because Walter's thing is the chop, that is a big fucking issue.
Imagine it was part of the storyline and that's how he loses the title because his hand is injured. Chop? Yeah.
Well, I think he's dropping to Ilya. I do.
Yeah. Ilya is the right person, because if Ilya is champion, then it could introduce a lot of people to be challengers.
Also, Ilya, like, he almost started crying. So Mark and I finally watched NXT UK and we watched the promo, the interview, the press conference. Thank you. And Ilya almost started crying, and I was like, you don't need to act so hard. He's so good at being Ilya, and it's fucking crazy to me. And I think if anybody deserves the title in NXT UK right now, he is the only person I can think of.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get it and it ends like getting dropped to somebody like Joe Coffey, I'm done with NXT UK.
If he doesn't get it,
I'm signing it off.
If he doesn't get it, it's going to Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate's going to hold both the UK title and the Heritage Cup.
I also say NXT UK has its faults in several arenas.
Mm-hmm.
One thing it does not have its faults in, and one thing that I don't see in a lot of other wrestling promotions, is the Walter versus Ilya fight. Walter's massive.
Mm-hmm.
Ilya is not.
Mm-hmm.
And yet somehow I'm still sitting here believing Ilya is gonna fucking crush him. I know if that matchup were with Bobby and Kofi, Bobby's massive, Kofi is not. I think Bobby's gonna crush Kofi.
Although Kofi's already beaten Bobby once recently.
Yes, I think that it's awesome that NXT UK is able to set that size differential aside and make us believe that something special could happen here.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is probably a hope in the back of their heads that this will happen in front of live crowds.
Yeah.
Really do. I mean, they don't use Walter that often, so if Walter's off TV for a hot minute, then suddenly emerges late August, it wouldn't be that, like, it wouldn't be like every week goes by and I'm like, well, where's Walter? You know, and I don't think anybody else would feel that way.
Also, you know it's a real injury because they don't have footage of the altercation that happened backstage.
I thought they would.
No.
I thought they'd MSK it.
No, I don't think so. We'll find out next week.
This was a real fucking champ for that MSK promo, by the way.
Yeah.
Getting his other hand stomped on.
All right. Well, also Mylon said I can't see anyone on the current NXT UK roster beating Walter for the title. Yeah. Ilya's probably the closest.
I think Ilya is the only option right now. I think they'd have to bring somebody else in or do something special to make somebody else seem viable. And he won't be there, so.
He will.
Okay.
He's gonna hold that and the Universal title. He's also gonna get the WWE title, and he's gonna get the NXT title, and
Omega,
and the Intercontinental title, and the AEW title, and the Impact.
I'm gonna be real honest. Here. Balor draped in that much gold. I don't know if I can hold myself back.
I think he'd be pretty held back. Thanks for watching, everybody. Liz, do you want to close out the show?
So if you tuned in tonight, thank you. We appreciate it. Or nothing without the people that tune in. It's always nice. It's funny. There's I was going through Twitter the other day, and there's somebody that watches our show occasionally. Tom Collahue. He's got his own, which it's also Tom Collahue. It's TomCollahue. OHUE. And he retweeted something that was about people sometimes apologize for being too active in chat. We love that everyone who tunes in is active in the chat because it gives us something to do. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for chatting with us.
Yeah, I don't want to see a single apology in there, you marks.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm the heel. You can't agree with me.
I mean, Mark, don't call them marks.
They're fucking marks.
You're the only mark here.
They're worse marks. They're marks with a K.
Oh no. But yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being in the chat. It means a lot to us. And if you subscribe, thank you. Because that also means a lot to us because it means that we're doing well. We'll have Pepita emojis. Marcus. We'll have Pepita emojis shortly. Please tune in on Sunday. We will be live with our I almost said with our Slammiversary podcast.
Please no, we can't. We can't do that. We can't do. Oh my god, no! 4 days in a row.
And it's only for WrestleMania. We will be live with our Money in the Bank podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a pay-per-view. It's always fun on pay-per-views. So yeah, please tune in. We'll have a good time. Kick back with us. That's all I gotta say.
It will be a great time, and if I win, there will be a fantastic punishment that I cannot wait to dole out to Liz. So thank you everyone for watching.
That.
Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe and follow. Our YouTube is The Pinfall Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the live show, twitch.tv/The Pinfall Podcast. Our Twitter is @Pinfall Podcast. I am @The Mark Cameron. Liz is @Eliza Elaine203. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you on Sunday for Money in the Bank. Have a fantastic time. In the meantime.